been warned.
Yep.
Cindy is a tech writer of over 20 years, a fantastic tech writer. As she has said before, I was kind of her mentor at BMC, where I watched her leapfrog past me very, very quickly. She's been essential in STC Houston and essential in STC South Central Texas. For STC Houston, she's been pretty much every admin role that has been, including president a time or two. For STC, she's been a director at large on the STC board, chair, vice chair, member of many committees. At this point, she's pretty much essential to STC, and we thank her very, very much. She's given many presentations and never been booed at any of them, so let's not break that record. And with great love and appreciation, I introduce Cindy Powell.
Morning, everyone. All right, so I'm going to start my presentation. I have 5 slides to show you today because I'm rather slide averse. So I'm going to show you my 5 slides and then move into our demonstration part of this session. I will let you know that I'm really nervous. I don't know why, but I am nervous, and I'm going to try not to say and a lot. So we're going to create an online help system using RoboHelp and other useful tools. And so I have a great big bulleted list of what we're going to do during the session. So first I wanted to tell you, we are going to work with RoboHelp, Visio, the snipping tool, and maybe Notepad to create this online help system. During the session, I will ask for your help. We're going to kind of have this interactive so that we can pull in other people's ideas and to create this help system. We checked on the display first, and then I was going to ask you, please mute yourself unless you're throwing out ideas. And if you do have questions, if you could type them in the chat, and then I'll ask Erica or Laura to help me with what those questions are as we go along. So during this session, we will create a new help project using RoboHelp 2019. I downloaded a trial version, and so I hope this is the latest and greatest. We're going to create and import a master page. We're going to organize the project using folders. We're going to import a glossary. We're going to create a flow chart using Visio. Then we're going to create a workflow topic in the help system using that flow chart. We're going to create hotspots on the graphic, the flowchart graphic. We're going to create a couple of other topics, and then we'll do some index tagging, and hopefully at the end we'll have time to compile it. So I put this in. What questions do you have for me? Please type them in the chat or ask as we go along. And this is my contact information, and I will put that up on the screen again when we finish. All right. So those are my slides. I didn't have children to illustrate them for me, so you get what you get. All right. So the first thing is to open RoboHelp 2019, and if you can see on my start menu, I'm opening Adobe RoboHelp 2019. When you install this, there's an option for RoboHelp Classic 2019. We're going to avoid that today, so we're going into Adobe RoboHelp 2019. And you'll see when I open this that I'm running a trial version. I have regular RoboHelp on my work PC, or my work laptop, but I'm not using that today. All right, and it will open on the wrong screen. Yay. Okay, so this is your home page. When you open from the start menu, we're going to create a new project. And actually, we're only going to create this project and then we'll close it, and I will open one that I've already created. And here's look, you're on a trial version. You can download a 30-day trial version, and they'll continue to ask you that all 30 days when you open it. So let's create a new help project. does anyone have a scintillating or fascinating topic we could create? Okay, well, let's pick up on where Noel was working, teaching engineers to, no, wait, let's see. Okay, the reason I'm showing you how to create this is there used to be a wizard. I don't think it's so wizard-like anymore, but you can, so here you will specify the title of your help system, and you can select which language you're using, and then you will tell it where you want to save it. By default, RoboHelp creates a My RoboHelp Projects folder in your Documents folder, and this this project will be called engineering underscore writing underscore online underscore help. And then I'm going to cancel out of that and just accept the default folder, and it will create, you can see over here, it's opening the project, reading some files. And when you finish creating, you will have this view. And I'll go over the toolbars a little bit. Over here on the left, these are all of your different objects. We'll just go with objects that are part of your help system. So first you have this folder, or this one called contents. This shows you everything you've put in your help project so far. Right now I have an assets folder and I have a first topic. If you open your assets folder, this is where you'll have your style sheet and your master pages. And right now in this project, we only have one master page, and it's a PDF master page. Master pages are what you will use. It's like your template, your .dot file if you were in Word. The next object is your table of contents. And this is where you start creating your new, the table of contents for your new project. And I'm going to create one up at the top of your, once you double click to create a default table of contents, you've got adding a new document, adding a new book in your table of contents, and insert a table of contents. Well, that's interesting. And some other options. The ones I use the most are these arrows to move the topics and the books up and down and to nest them as you're working. There's also an index object, glossary object. See also, I don't use that one, but it is available for you. Then you've got a place where you can define some condition tags. In my work project, I actually have a tag for hidden. And then I've also created tags for the different menus or pages in our application. There's a place where you can define variables, which is helpful if your company changes product names often. So when we're at work at Halliburton, we'll have a new tool and we'll say, okay, well, we've got Dasher coming up, but we know that that's the code name. So I can create a variable and I can define it as Dasher. And then when they come out with their full marketing name, I can update the variable and it updates in my help system. There's also some snippets in this. Right now, there's no snippets in this project. Your master pages, there's your PDF master page. You can define browse sequences. And there's also reports, which is helpful, and some scripts. And I have not worked with the scripts at all. The reports are helpful. There is a report on condition tags. And just yesterday, I was using that report to help me find all the hidden text or hidden content in my help system so I could unhide it. So that was very helpful. Let's see. And then over on the right, you have another panel, if you will, and it will help you define, or it will help you with the properties for whichever object you're displaying. Right now, we've got the table of contents and the first topic is highlighted. And so it tells you that this is a page. Its title is first topic. The file name is first underscore topic. I can hide that in the output. I can apply condition tags to that object in the table of contents, and I can also give it an icon image. All right, now I'm going to close this project and open one that I've already created. So for today's session, I picked a topic. The help system we're going to work on is called meal planning, online help. And as that opens, does anyone have questions so far?
Yes, Cindy, I was wondering if you can write with XML or data in RoboHelp, or do you need FrameMaker for that?
I think you can.
Oh,
One of the things that I do on occasion is I will actually use Notepad to make some large scale HTML changes.
oh, okay, cool.
I find the HTML editor in RoboHelp a little bit busy. So opening it in Notepad, opening that HTML file in Notepad helps me a little bit. It's not as busy. So, okay. Here is the project that I've created so far. And what we've got, I'm shrinking the window because now I can't see the toolbar at the top. I hope you all can see everything. And now, there we go. Okay. So far in this project, I have an assets folder. I created a recipes folder, a techniques folder, and I've got my welcome topic. This is the contents object, and it shows you everything that you've got in your project so far. One thing that I've noticed with RoboHelp 2019 that I really like is if I want to add a different master page, I can open my file explorer, copy the master page from somewhere else, come into my project, go in and just paste the new master page into its folder. I don't have to import it anymore. And I really like this. It works with all of your objects. You can add an HTML file, you could add a PDF, and I think you can put in FrameMaker files. But for me, it works the best with my graphics. I will do a screenshot, save it to the right folder, and it's immediately available for me to drag and drop into a topic. And when you're looking at your file explorer, all of your contents for the help project are in the contents folder. So when I open it, you see I have the assets folder here, also the assets folder in RoboHelp. We've also got the recipes and the techniques folders, and there's my welcome topic sitting at the root level. All right, so we'll open that. And I have opened my welcome file to show you a little bit more of this right panel. So you'll see that I've got properties open. Within the properties, you've got general, styles, and topic. I use the general section and the style section the most. And for example, you can open this font section and you can apply bold, as we've already got in the welcome heading, but you can also apply italics, underlining, do some strike throughs and super and subscripts here as well. And then under styles, this is like your styles bar in Word, and you can apply your styles to whatever's in your topic. And so far what I've done is I've written up this, brief welcome. We know that the welcome is a heading 1. And then this paragraph, it says P, so I'm going to change it to a body paragraph. I'm actually going to change all these to body paragraphs. And so now it looks a little bit better. My spacing looks better to me. All right. Up at the top now that I've got a topic open, there's some more options. We've got the bulleted list, numbered list, and multi-level lists. I tend not to use these buttons. This is where I open up the HTML section and go in and work with the HTML myself. But the options are available. And, if you're doing something simple, when I'm writing up a task, I might have nested, I might have numbers 1, 2, 3 plus A, B, and C within a step. And I prefer to go into the HTML editor and set that up myself. You've also got, you can insert an image, but you don't even need to use this. You can drag and drop. Let's see, insert a link. You can also insert a video here. as well as insert bookmarks. And then what I use the most on this toolbar, this is how you insert variables. So you click on the little brackets, you can insert a variable, a snippet, or a field. And when I need to insert variables, this is where what I use to insert them. The other button I use a lot of is this one that says create drop-down text. So I've been working on some help where we want to give them just the right amount of information. And so I will create a step that says type your start depth. And then I might select the start depth and say, I would like to insert some drop-down text. So you can come up here to this button, create drop-down text, gives you this little insert, and we'll say, don't buy plastic containers. All right, and then when you save it, you can close that. And when you double click the green text, it opens up and shows you don't buy plastic containers. And if you remind me, I will show you that once we compile. Okay, so that's everything I wanted to talk about there. Now let's talk about master pages. Over here, you've got your master page object, and it shows you that within this help project, I've set up 2 master pages so far. I've got my main master page, and I've got my recipe master page. If I open main master page, I will show you, this is the WYSIWYG editor. You can see that when you start a new topic with the main master page, you'll have a heading 1, you'll have an area for typing topic text, and then you will have a section called related information. And what you've got here, related information, is actually a snippet that I've defined to give it that blue border above, and I think that's kind of a heading 2 for the related information. And I can use that in any topic I like, although it's part of my master page. So when I create a topic based on this master page, I will automatically have my related information section, and you can add links to related topics. And then below that, I have a footer that shows the copyright year and my name. So that is the main master page. And then I also created one called the recipe master page, where if you start a topic for a recipe, it's going to have ingredients, steps, and nutrition information sections, and then some, the bulleted lists you can use there to develop your recipe topic. All right, so that's the master page. And also I wanted to show you what it looks like behind the scenes. So up here in the right corner, there's some more buttons. Right now we're in the edit mode, the author mode, and I'm going to switch over to the HTML mode. Here is the HTML behind your master page. So you can see I've got a heading 2, and then an unordered list with a class of circle. I also have steps and an ordered list, and then below that, nutrition information and these body paragraphs. And you can see that since I applied the body style, that we've got the paragraph tag with a class of body for this particular list. I also put it up here in the unordered list, but I do not have it for the numbered list, for the ordered list. Any questions so far about any of the master pages? Okay. I was going to create another master page. So let's go ahead and take a look at how that works. At the top of the middle panel, you've got your plus, and that's how you can create a new master page. So I want to create a new master page, and I want to call it weekly menu. So you can see that the file name is weekly_menu, and the extension for your master page is .htt. You can also add an author, and you can put in a description of, for your master page for other people. You can set your language, and I'm going to set it to US English, status of draft. We do not have any map IDs assigned. You can also select a different style sheet. Right now, I have, for this project, I have 2 style sheets. This is under map. Okay, so style sheets are under the assets folder in the CSS folder, and I have a default style sheet. I do not have the PDF style sheet in this project. So I'm going to assign that, and I don't have any condition tags. You can apply condition tags to your master pages. We don't have any for this, so we'll click create. And there's your new master page for the weekly menu. What I intended for this topic was to be kind of a worksheet type object where you could sit down, either on your own or with your family and plan, what are we going to eat every day this week? So let's start out with putting the days of the week. What else would you like to see in a weekly menu? If you were going to print it or leave it on your, if you have a kitchen computer, what else would you want to see in a topic like this?
Maybe the shopping list for your ingredients.
Okay. All right, let's put that in. Okay, anything else? Okay, so the other thing you can do then is you can make these headings. So Monday, Tuesday, we can make the days of the week and the shopping list headings. And it's as easy as clicking in the line and clicking under the style. It applies it to the whole line. So you can see we've got, our heading 2 set up there. And then what do you think for styles on the days of the week? Would we have a bulleted list or would we just make it a paragraph? What would y'all like to see? Okay, then I'm going to put in, let's put in a heading 3 here, and that will be, well, we can put in, what's our entree? Let's see, we can make that a body. And then, what did I do? Under the entree, we might say, what's our vegetable? All right. Sorry. Our vegetable, and that will be body. Under that, we'll have our dessert. All right, and that will be a body tag. So here's a kind of a simple little master page. And would anyone like to suggest anything else we could add? Okay.
Beverage.
Beverage, excellent. Let's put that there. Come on. No, that was a heading 3. Okay.
Cindy, Lori also asked in the chat, did you have any choice in using RoboHelp, or was that the tool your company uses?
That was the tool that our company chose.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an Adobe shop. We also have FrameMaker, although for a while I was using Word, but yeah, we're focused on the Adobe tools, I guess you could say. Yes.
What about a meal that could be prepared either in microwave or in an oven? You have a choice.
Okay, so let's see here. Where should I put it, Noel? Would you like to, do you think above entree?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So let's give that, what do you think, preparation style?
Right.
Or cooking method?
Cooking method?
Cooking method. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you. That's a good suggestion. All right.
Time.
Okay, let's do that too. So there. Yeah, my son needs that information. Because it'll be like 6 o'clock and he'll be wanting to prepare a meal that takes 3 hours. So yeah, let's not do that. All right. And then what you can do is after you put in all those things for Monday, let's go and copy that down to Tuesday. All right. And so on, right? We could put that for every day of the week. And then we'd also have our shopping list. Is there anything else you think we should add to this master page?
Number of servings was suggested.
Okay, and we do also have that on the recipe, Laura. Do you
Oh, okay.
would we should we still have it here?
Uh,
I would say depending on the day, because what if you have guests or
Okay.
if people are missing?
Yep. So that's good. Okay. Call that body. Okay. Anything else? Okay. So do you all have any other questions about master pages so far? In a lot of cases, when we come into a place, like, especially since I say, okay, you're using RoboHelp, they will might also hand us master pages. So say, use these master pages in all of your projects, and this is how you would use it. So I was hoping that, to give you a little bit of taste on how you could create a new master page. And I have actually created a master page before by taking an existing master page, doing a save as and adding some things to it. So that is also something you can do.
so
All right.
is this the same as like a CSS style sheet, or would that be something entirely different from a master?
No, actually your master page refers to your style sheet.
Oh, okay, so that is separate.
So that's why, let's see here. For the main master page, when you open it and it looks like this, that's because I have assigned it to the default style sheet to tell it that I have a body tag and a heading 1 and a heading 2. And let's see, in my project at work, I actually have a style setup called breadcrumbs that I added to my style sheet and then applied it in my master page. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Laura? Okay. Alrighty. So that's master pages. Now, as you can see, as I showed you before, I put in some folders in my project. I like to use folders to help me organize information, especially if you have a very large project. So you can see that I've put in a recipes folder and a techniques folder. Another folder you might like to add would be, we're going to add a new folder and I'm going to call it images. So that's where I'm going to store any screenshots or pictures that I've got. Can you all suggest another folder we might add?
So I was thinking about archive, maybe,
Archives.
for
That's
things you
great.
don't want anymore,
Okay.
that you don't want to trash.
Yep. Okay, that's a good one. Was there another suggestion?
I don't know if this is appropriate, but how about alternatives? What happens if you don't have certain items on the recipe? What do you use instead?
Sure. Oh, that's a great idea. Alternatives. Great. Okay, so now we've got some folders, and as you know, as with any tool, save often. So I keep clicking save. There are times when if you click your mouse the wrong way in RoboHelp, it starts trying to do something and it gets hung up, and I've lost some work that way. So I wanted to make sure I click save frequently. Now let's take a look at, let's work on a table of contents. Right now I have two tables of contents. I have my default and I have one called Menu Planning 101, which we created. How did we create that? Anyway, you can add multiple tables of contents to a project, and then you can define which table of contents to use in your output. So right now we've got default, and default has our first topic. And I want to change it so we can right click on the topic and choose properties. I don't want it to be called first topic. I want it to be called welcome. And it will change the file name, and then I can apply tags if I'd like to, or assign an icon image. Not going to do that right now. So now we have this table of contents, and we have one topic. we can add books. So let's add a book that says, we're going to call it recipes. And you can assign it a topic. We're not going to do that because we don't have any topics to assign to it at this point. So just click done and you've got a recipes book. Let's see. So in our, another thing that I really like is once you open your table of contents in this pane, you can come back over here and click on contents to go back to your list. Because dragging and dropping is a big part of how I work in RoboHelp. So I like to have the contents open so that I can drag and drop. So right now we've got a recipes book, and in my recipes folder, I have a topic called waffles. So I would like to add the waffles recipe to my recipes book. And I just drag it over until recipes is highlighted and drop it. Okay. And you'll notice that the assets folder opened. RoboHelp does that. I try to remember when I'm dragging and dropping, highlight something, drag it to the right, and then start moving it up and down so my other folders don't open. This is more of a problem when your help project is large. All right, what other book could we put in here? Should we have an archives book? Okay. Is everyone still there?
Yes, we're here.
Okay, okay. All right. So we added an archives book, and then how about a techniques book?
That'd be useful.
What do you think?
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
We can also, and you can, well, oh, and this is good. So I added my techniques book, and look at what happened. It nested in the archives book, because when I added this techniques book, I had archives highlighted. So I don't want it at that level. I want to move it out. So come up here to your arrows and just move it out to the left. So now if I don't want to nest the next book, I make sure nothing's highlighted in my default, and then you can right click and choose new. There's another picky thing, new book, and then we'll put in alternatives. Okay. Okay. So here are some good, some books, and that's about everything about the table of contents. Any questions so far? Oh, there's one other thing. When we were talking about condition tags before, let's create a condition tag, and I want to call it, okay, you can select which group it goes in. You'll notice that we have condition tags for your audience, others, your platform, your product, or your properties. Create a condition tag in any of these areas. So let's create ours in product, but you can apply it to anything. So we'll create a tag called in product, and let's call it hidden, and done. So now you've got a hidden tag within product. Now, let's say that I didn't want my waffles topic to show anymore. You can select it here, and then over in the properties panel or pane, you've got click to apply tags. So I'm going to apply the hidden tag. And when you generate your help, waffles will be hidden. Well, we'll define it to be hidden. All right. So there's, again, so table of contents. Any questions so far? Oh, I've got to hurry.
Can
All
we
right.
do, like the audience, like vegetarian?
Yep,
non-vegetarian?
that's excellent. So let's put that under, yeah, let's put that under audience. We'll create one.
In India, they have the vegetarian menu and the non-vegetarian menu.
Okay. Well, and you could even set one up for vegan as well.
Yeah, yeah.
To differentiate.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so that's excellent. Thank you, Laura. Laura, that's a good suggestion.
Cindy, can you hide things at the book level as well, or just the top?
Yes. Oh, yes. I did that in my work project. I set up a book called Sandbox, so I could try out different techniques, I guess. And I did hide that box or that book. But I also, just to be sure, hid every topic inside of it. Does that make sense? I didn't want somehow the book not to show up, but all the topics in there to show up. So yes, you can do that.
Yep, thanks.
Okay. All right. The next thing is to talk about a glossary. I'm going to gloss over this a little bit. You can create glossaries two ways. Right now, I have put in a few terms, cooking terms, in my glossary. To do that, I imported a glossary that I made before. So when your glossary is closed, to import, you click your three dots, your ellipsis, and click import. And then navigate to the folder where you've stored glossary files. And what I did is I put the glossary files here. I copied them and pasted them from other projects. I will select a glossary, but I'm pretty sure it's empty. And the way you'll know that is you select the glossary, click open. If nothing shows up in this little box, that glossary you chose is empty. But to finish this demonstration, you've got this option that says replace existing glossary definitions. If there had been terms in here, I was going to unselect this option or clear that option because I wanted to add some terms. And then whatever terms show up in this box, you can select the terms that you want to import individually or select them all with the select all option. And then you click done and it will pull the terms into your glossary. So right now we've got, fat-free milk, low-fat milk. I added those myself. And then to add terms, if you have a one-off term, you can click the plus, type in your term, and I think I would define bake, to cook in an oven, and click done, and there's bake. So that's how you can work with a glossary. All right. Any quick questions about glossaries?
So then will the term, you'll be able to click on the term when you see it in the topic and get the definition or have the definition pop
You
up?
can. I did not put anything in this presentation for how to create links in your project to your glossary terms. But if that's something that you all would like to know, I can try to create a video that we could post on the chapter website that would show you how to do that.
Oh, that'd be great. Thanks.
Okay, so glossary video, making notes. Okay, got it. The next thing I wanted to show you is Visio. So I have another conference presentation I did called Workflow-Based Help. And in my day job, I have created a project with several workflows. And within the workflows, I have created hotspots so that you can click on, say, open recipe, or let's go with prepare food for cooking. And there would be a task topic for preparing your food for cooking. My project at work is for work and for handling oil field projects. So there are several links. I tried to do that with this flow chart where the double bar rectangles would open to a task topic within the help. And in my work flow charts, we also have just regular blue rectangles where it tells you something that you're supposed to do, not necessarily with the software, but something you're supposed to do based on your training and experience, is how it was explained to me. And I did need to put it in the flow chart, but I can't link it to any topic, if that makes sense. All right, so we have this flow chart created, and I think I called this, what did I call this? Making dinner flow chart. So if I was going to make dinner, I would open my recipe, gather my ingredients, prepare the food for cooking, and then cook. And also one of the things I remembered that I didn't add here was I would serve dinner, since that came up in our talk. let's say serve. Okay, and then we've got our ovals for the start and end point. And I'm going through this kind of quickly. I think the presentation for workflow-based help is, there's a recording somewhere on the web, or I can present it again. So there's the flowchart for making dinner. And after you finish your flowchart in Visio, then you need to save it in a consumable format for your help project. So we're going to go into Save As, and we're going to leave it in Creating an Online Help System. Oh, no, actually, we're going to go back. We're going to save this in the, where's my help projects? There we go. No, that's not it. No. There. I've saved this project in a different folder, and it's called the Menu Planning Online Help. I'm going to save this graphic in my images folder. All right, I'm going to choose the PNG format and leave it at making dinner flowchart. So you click save. It will ask you for some options, which I leave at default. And then you should have your, let's see, menu content, images. There's your PNG in your file explorer. The cool thing is now that graphic is right there in your images folder. All right, now I'm going to remove this tag for hidden from the waffles topic. And let's go open it. And since I created the waffles topic with my recipe master page, I've got my ingredients list and my steps and my nutrition information already populated. So let's see, for steps, we're going to say mix flour and eggs. That's probably not right, but the other thing, so I'm sorry, we wanted to add a workflow. So let's add the workflow here at the top. We're going to put it above ingredients, and I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm going to drag in the flow chart. So this will tell everybody, this is the process you're going to go through to make waffles. You can also put pictures in here. And so I brought up a web page with some recipes, and I'm going to take a screen capture with the snipping tool. So take snipping, and I'm going to grab that little section. I'm going to save this screenshot in my, sorry, now I have to get to where I'm going. There's the menu planning online help in the contents, images folder, and we're going to go waffles. And it's saving as a PNG file. So we've got it saved. And back in RoboHelp, you'll see that my waffles PNG is there. So just before steps, I can put in a picture of what my waffles should look like. And that's a topic. Sorry. Okay. Undo. Just before steps, we'll put in a picture of our waffles right there. And it's as easy as drag and drop. The second thing you should do after you bring in your graphic is to select it, and under the style section, there's a section for alternate text. And so I'm going to put waffles, and that's the your alternate text for, I believe that's for accessibility. So let's click save. And then since I'm running a little bit short on time, I'm going to show you how to turn this graphic into hotspots. And where I'm going to make this an image map. So you say insert image map, and you'll get this little dialog box. Now what you want to do is I'm going to say I want a rectangle, and I'm going to draw a rectangle here around open recipe. Usually it's a lot more precise, but I make that a hotspot. And then when you double click, it will take you into a place where you can link. So for the purposes of our presentation, we will just link to the welcome topic. Click link and click done, and you have inserted a hotspot into your help topic. Okay, Let's do that one more time. So click on the graphic, select edit image map. Then here, select rectangle. And I'm going to draw a rectangle here under prepare food for cooking. I'm going to double click and set the link to my welcome topic again. Click link and click done and save your work. Any questions so far?
That looks really cool.
Thank you. Well, I really enjoyed this part of the work. It actually helped me really understand what our users do in their daily work. So, you know, I interviewed 2 or 3 subject matter experts, and we actually, you know, on occasion go back and revisit the topic to pull in any new features that we've added so that they're, you know, incorporated into the flow charts. And I also did a demonstration one day. They have a monthly meeting for the users, and I went in and demonstrated all the things that we've done in the help to tell them where information is, and that was extremely gratifying. I really enjoyed presenting to them, especially when I got things like, I didn't know that was in the help. Oh, I've got to look in the help now. That would make any of us happy, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
All right. And the last thing I want to do is show you how to do some index entries. I tend to index from the contents pane. And so for waffles, I'm going to click on the ellipsis and choose properties. There's so many properties available in this dialog box, and they're also available when you create your topic. So here you'll see the index section, and I can add index. So let's add one for recipes, waffles. And what you're actually doing is tagging. So, and then we'll add a keyword for waffles. Any other keywords you can think of? Okay, then I will apply. And so we've tagged a topic. I'm going to save my work. And the last thing we're going to do is generate some output. So you can see that we've got some options. Today we will generate a responsive HTML5 file. So you select it. You can select it and click compile without making any changes, or you can say, you can edit it. And so you double click, this will come up. You can tell the title. So let's go with menu planning. You can add a favicon. You can set your output path, and I will show you that in a minute. Your start page will be index.htm, and that's not the index, that's the name of the welcome topic. Okay, set your languages, and then I think it's under content where you can tell it what to hide. And I think I'm going to leave that for a different day, and I'll create some kind of more complicated project. I could show you how to hide things. So for now, well, we've made some changes. You can tell you've changed by the asterisk here. So let's click save, and then let's generate. And you can see here, it's generating the responsive HTML5. This won't take very long. My project at work takes about 10 minutes. So the generation's done, and then you can view it, and it should open in Firefox. We'll open that. And here is our project. So you can see that right now we've only got a book called Recipes. We ended up on the welcome, or we opened on the welcome topic, and we've got the waffles topic. And the other books do not show because they have no content at this time. And I think that's all. I forgot to get into editing, or I ran out of time to show you some HTML editing, but we could do that different session.
Yeah, Cindy, actually, if you want, if you want to come back and do a session for us.
Sure.
Our meetings. Yeah.
Yes.
We dive more deeply into that.
Yep.
But
So
I love how short a time it took. It takes, well, I do PDFs, just PDFs, and it takes forever for Oxygen to publish.
Yeah. The other tech writer we used to have at Halliburton, she is extremely knowledgeable. She was pulling in FrameMaker files into her help project. She did a little bit different documentation than I'm doing. For my project, I have a help file or help project, and I have a set of release notes. So they are separate and separate entities, and so I don't pull that into my help project, but those are things that are also possible. So, all right, I want to go back to the last slide of PowerPoint to show you. There's my contact information. Send me email. I'm mostly on email and Facebook, but I have the others as well, and I'm sure they'll notify me if you try to contact me on those platforms. And that's about it for today. Do you have any other questions?
Thanks so much, Cindy. If anyone in the audience would like to ask, you can unmute and ask your question.
Okay.
I was trying to ask the ones that were in the chat.
Okay. And I'll look back through the chat too and see if I can get back to folks if there's anything else that came up.
Cindy.
All right. Thanks, everybody. I really enjoyed being here today.
I think Madonna had a question.
Okay. What's up, Madonna?
Just real quick, because I haven't had a chance to dig into RoboHelp before. So would you say it's predominantly WYSIWYG as opposed to doing HTML markup?
Well, it depends, I think, on who you are. So they want you to think it's WYSIWYG. Yes, every tool wants you to think they're WYSIWYG. And I waved my hands when I said that, because even Word isn't, yeah, maybe it's WYSIWYG at the top, what you're seeing, but behind the scenes, sometimes you need to do HTML to make it bend to your will.
That makes sense. Yeah. It reminded me a little bit of Front Page, if anybody remembers that Microsoft product.
Yep.
But there was still a level of coding involved if you, like you said, wanted to bend it to your will.
Yep. Because I like with nested ordered lists, especially, I don't want to use their bullets or numbered list feature. I want to put that in myself. But what I didn't have time to show you, even putting in that tagging in the HTML editor in RoboHelp is a little bit annoying. Because, like, for example, if you put the OL tags, if you do the open OL tag, it immediately creates a closing OL tag, and you have to move it to the end of your list. So it's some futzy things like that. Just real quick, one of the things I put in my work project is licensing information. We use a lot of third-party tools, and we have to mention those in our help, the licenses for those.
Right.
When my cloud engineer sends me that list, I actually open that list in Notepad or Notepad++ to edit, because I just can't take how busy that RoboHelp HTML editor is.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you
All
for
right.
that.
No problem. I'm happy to be here. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much. And in about 5 minutes, we'll have Vicki Dill on how to be a good ally.
Yippee, go get your coffee
Okay.
or your snack or whatever.